So while I've been out here visiting California, I've got to see a whole lot of cool landmarks and go to a lot of cool places, hang out with some really cool people and make some new friends. And it's something that's going to take a long time for me to wrap my head around, honestly, because I'm just a hillbilly from East Tennessee who finally made it out to see California, and I feel completely out of place, but I've been made to feel really welcome by some really good people who I will always be grateful to. I was told back home that I looked like Jay Clampett walking around out here, and I don't take offense at that because that's definitely how I felt. But while I've been out here having a good time, man, I got to give a huge shout out to my good buddy D Knight because he's been facing the madness every day, and he has been breaking down the Donald Trump trial day by day here on the channel. So, D, thank you so much, brother, for that. I truly appreciate you. And folks, go over and be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. It is Pardon the Insurrection Podcast. And sit back now as he breaks down day 3 of the trial.
Hey, this is D Knight for the Pardon the Insurrection Podcast, coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, courtesy of Tennessee Brando. Although he's going to lose his Tennessee status here soon if he doesn't hurry and make his return from California. But if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and help Brando get to 200,000 subscribers. And we're entering day 3 of Trump's New York criminal trial, where he's going to be held accountable for his attempt to launder hush money to a porn star, Stormy Daniels, under the guise of legal payments to his lawyer, Michael Cohen, made through the Trump Organization. It's already been a wild roller coaster this week. We started off with 7 jurors. We're down to 5. But before we get to that, Trump's lawyers have accused Trump of violating his gag order 7 more times since Monday, which is just an insane number. He is absolutely on a tear here. Prosecutors had already asked the judge to hold a show cause hearing to get Trump's lawyers to explain why he shouldn't be held in contempt for targeting witnesses in the trial, namely Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels. And now they're pointing to articles posted by Trump on his website, Untruth Social. You may have heard of that already, where Trump linked to articles suggesting that Michael Cohen is a serial perjurer and also accusing jurors of being secret liberals who are lying to the court in order to get on to the jury. That is unfortunate behavior by Trump. I hope someone stops him because, again, this is only day 3 and this trial is likely going to take a couple of months here. And this is unacceptable behavior. It's going to tank the trial if the judge allows this behavior to continue. And after starting off the 3rd day of the trial here on Thursday, we began with 7 jurors, but unfortunately, 2 were removed. It appears as though we're working backwards at this point, but hopefully we'll get a jury seated by next week. Juror number 2, a young woman who was already seated on Tuesday, said she, quote, definitely has concerns now about serving after friends and family asked her if she was a juror. Quote, aspects of my identity have already been out there in the public. Yesterday alone, I had friends and family push things to me, and I don't think at this point that I can be fair and unbiased. This was after Fox News host Jesse Waters went on quite the tear the other day, revealing quite a few detailed facts about this juror, and he made a couple of untimely comments as well.
Number 2, a nurse from the Upper East Side with a master's degree. She's not married, has no kids, and lives with her fiance who works in finance. She gets her news from the New York Times, Google, and CNN. She said 2 things that really stuck out. One, quote, I don't really have an opinion of Trump. And, quote, no one is above the law. I'm not so sure about juror number 2.
Because if you want a fair trial for Trump, why would you want someone that doesn't have an opinion of him? And you definitely wouldn't want anyone who believes that no one should be above the law. Or maybe you don't want a fair trial for Trump. It's hard to tell. But after removing the juror, the judge commented that the media was revealing too many details about potential jurors and asked that details about the jurors' employers be redacted and asked the media specifically not to report on the physical appearance of any of the jurors. Quote, we just lost what probably would have been a very good juror for the case, and the first thing that she said was she was afraid and intimidated by the press, all the press, and everything that had just happened. That was Judge Merchan. Juror number 4 was dismissed from the trial after being summoned to court to answer questions about reporting of an individual with the same name who was arrested in the 1990s for tearing down right-wing political posters. Todd Blanche, Trump's lawyer, actually wanted this person questioned before being dismissed, but to no avail, as they did not show up to court today. And before you jump to any conclusions, this person had revealed that they found Trump to be, quote, fascinating and mysterious. The only mystery about Trump is how he continues to survive in politics after all of this, but I believe we're going to solve that mystery soon. Also, another juror, after being dismissed, was interviewed by MSNBC after leaving the courthouse.
Officially day 3 of jury selection. It's already been an interesting morning with a juror who was seated, now dismissed, and a number of other potential jurors also being dismissed after they said they couldn't be fair and impartial. Our Yasmin Vasugian's back with us outside the courthouse. Yasmin, you have a potential juror who was dismissed there with you. Go right ahead.
I do. This is Kat. She runs a VC fund here in Manhattan for folks that are over 60 years of age. She was just dismissed as a potential juror. What happened? Why were you dismissed?
Because I couldn't be impartial.
You couldn't be impartial. So when the judge asked that hand, can you be impartial? You raised your hand and you said you cannot.
Exactly.
Wow. When did you first come?
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday. And at that point, when did you realize that this was a trial involving the ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump?
So we were here on Tuesday from 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But we realized that it's about this case on 4 p.m. We went into the courtroom and we saw Donald Trump.
You went into the courtroom at 4 p.m. on Tuesday
exactly.
and you see Donald Trump.
Yeah, we didn't know before that.
What was your first thought?
I was shocked. I was sitting on the second row, like 6 feet away. And when I realized that Trump is there, I was like, oh, wow. I couldn't believe it.
What about the people around you?
Everybody was shocked. Everybody was frozen. No, like frozen, no expressions, nothing. We were all,
Did he
that was the case.
Did he look back at you? Did any of the attorneys look back at you at that time?
Sometimes Trump would turn his head.
Yeah.
But that was it, yeah. He didn't stand up or anything.
Were you following the case before this?
I didn't really. I'm too busy.
You're too busy, but you knew he was on trial, or you knew he was going to trial.
Yeah, it's just the headlines, but yeah, too busy to read the details.
Have you ever served as a juror before?
No, that's my first time because I just became a citizen in August.
Yeah.
And that was my first call. And
so you just became a citizen of the United States, so that means you've never voted in a presidential election.
Exactly.
You get called to be a juror, and this is the jury that you are called to.
Yes.
What was it? That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
I know.
What was your impression of Donald Trump when you saw him?
He looked less orange, definitely, like more yellowish, like yellow. Nothing else than that. He doesn't look angry, or I think he looks bored, like he wants this to finish and go do his stuff. That's how,
Did you have any discussions with other jurors when you left the room about kind of how huge this case was,
yes.
how historic it was going to be?
Yeah, everybody.
What were they saying? What were you guys talking about?
About this, it's a historical case, and, this is going to define so many things. But at the same time, our job as a juror, right, is to be impartial, like to be unbiased. So it was weird, like the whole atmosphere, like, it's such an important case at the same time. Yeah.
Did you talk to anybody that really wanted to serve in that jury?
That anybody that they wanted
Any of
to
the
serve?
other jurors that
yes.
you spoke to? Were there people that said, I want to do this, I want to serve on this jury, I want to be a part of this? Did anybody voice that to you?
No, but they feel the duty, definitely.
They feel the duty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it...
Did you feel that duty as being a new citizen of this country? Was there a part of you that said, I want to serve?
I feel the duty, yeah. I'm a citizen, yeah, and I have responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I feel the duty, yeah.
Does this make you want to follow this case even more?
Not really.
No?
No.
I have no idea why this man has such an obsession with face paint. Why anyone would choose to go out in the public looking like a character from Tropic Thunder is beyond me. But if he's moving from orange to yellow, that is the opposite direction from appearing as Nelson Mandela, as Trump likes to compare himself to. But more importantly than that, like Trump's years long campaign raging against law enforcement and investigators and prosecutors and judges and the legal system and his political opponents and just anyone that he has any grievance with whatsoever. It's paying off for him now, as it appears as though a number of jurors are even scared to serve on this jury out of fear that their names become public and they're subjected to threats and potentially violence. So while hopefully our system of justice can survive the pressure being placed on it by Trump and Fox and all of the right-wing nut jobs, it's already done plenty of damage, and we're seeing evidence of that as we speak. So hopefully Judge Merchan decides to hold Trump accountable for his actions next week. We'll stay tuned. Look forward to that. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. And please, please, please leave your comments or leave your thoughts in the comments below. And you can find me, of course, on my personal podcast, Pardon the Insurrection, available everywhere that podcasts are found.